Hey guys, Captain Black here. Today I want to show you how to remove the stickiness from an Arturia Minibrute. Many of you may have noticed on your unit over the years that these side panels get really sticky. I don't know if you can hear that tackiness, but you can certainly see it. Eventually I'll get it to, yeah, it's sticky. Eventually it gives way, but what's going on here? Well, what's going on is that Arturia used some really crappy paint. That's what's going on. And it just turns to mush over the years when I would assume it's mixing with the oils from your hands and degrading, and that's what makes it just really sticky and tacky and kind of gross. And you know, the same thing happens with the knobs, unfortunately, and even the sliders to a certain degree. These aren't painted, but I believe the knobs are painted. Well, no, they may not be, but they also get sticky. You can fix these by soaking them in super hot water with a ton of soap and scrubbing them and rinsing them and doing that a couple times to get all the oil off of them that's built up over the years, and that'll get rid of the stickiness on those. But the side panels are a different story. I don't know if you can see the difference between the two. This one's almost done. It's not quite done yet. I'm going to finish it right now just to show you. So what you want to do, I mean, alcohol is your friend. I normally use industrial alcohol, but I'm not going to. That's expensive. That's 99%. That's for like working on, you know, the board. I'm just going to use a cheap $3 bottle of 91% isopropyl alcohol that I got from Walgreens. And I have my handy little sprayer here. This is actually a chloroseptic bottle. But doing synth repairs and restorations, alcohol always comes in handy, and I love to have a little spray bottle of it. So I'm going to show you, like, this one's almost done. Let's show you on the one that's not done what's going on. So let's just hose this thing down here real good. This one's going to be a bit more of a pain in the butt because it's got this A signal on it, or symbol on it. You know, let the alcohol marinate for a second, and you'll see what happens here. Get a paper towel ready. So I'm going to start just brushing it with my finger and just like mixing it up here. And eventually you're going to see that this paint start clumping. Because it's starting to, there we go. You can see it's starting to eat it up now. The alcohol is. And yeah, I mean, these things, it's really a kind of a gross feeling if you pick these up. I don't know if you have, but anyway, we'll see what happens around this A. I'm probably going to have to get in there with a Q-tip and really go crazy on some parts of that, but that's all right. I'm restoring this unit, by the way. The gentleman said it didn't make any sound, and I'm pretty sure he was using the wrong power supply, and that's why it didn't make any sound. I know it's common on these units for them to not make noise if they're hooked up to the wrong power supply, the wrong amperage. So anyway, you can see, okay, look, it's starting to clump up, right? So this is a pretty good first go. Let's wipe. And that is the crappy paint they used. You know, it just comes off with alcohol. Not uncommon. I mean, I know, for example, Alesis, what do you call that tiny little micro synth they make? I forget the name of it, but it's got red sides. And if you clean those with alcohol, you'll be sorry. Because it takes the varnish off. I don't. A lot of newer synths don't have that problem. They use a different kind of paint. So yeah, I mean, it's still sticky, and it's not perfect. I got to get the top, the sides, but let's go back to the one that's almost done, because this is going to take a lot more doing. Let's go back to the one that's almost done. This is really, I mean, the funny thing is, it's the same color. You know, why did they paint it? I don't know, because it's the exact same color, with and without the paint. So why they bothered to paint it is beyond me. I worked on the face of this one already quite a bit, but I didn't work on the top of it a lot. This is probably going to take two or three goes here. I didn't touch this part at all. It's really grimy. Yeah. And I didn't get the bottom at all yet either. This is going to definitely take a few attempts here, but that's okay. You really just got to work it in and, you know, however you want to do it. I'll probably time-lapse some of this. Yeah, there we go. We're just getting the tail end of it on this one. Of course, you got to take the synth apart to get this thing out, you know, and that's, you know, you got to be comfortable doing that. It's not a big deal in my opinion. I've taken just about every synthesizer I've ever seen. I've taken apart at some point. Fix a tack switch, or bad volume pot, or, you know, clean the keybed, whatever. You gotta maintain your own synths, and then anything I, of course, buy to resell, I'm always gonna just do a real good job cleaning it. Yeah, hopefully I get this unit working. I don't know. We'll find out. Assuming I get it working now, I ought to do all right on it. I only paid $50 for it. But we're going to be putting quite a bit of work into it, so we'll see what happens. You know, sometimes in a restoration I make about 50 cents an hour. Sometimes I make like $100 an hour. It depends. This one is just about completely clean now. It's not sticky at all. Just a little corners. I'm gonna give it another good go here, and I bet the next paper towel comes out pretty white. See how handy this spray bottle comes in for getting alcohol in all the right places. And it's cheap alcohol, so who cares? This stuff's $20 a bottle. This stuff's like $3. I wouldn't use this on a board though. I wouldn't use 91% on anything electronic. Only on cases, stuff like that. I would always clean with exterior with just a grease cutter, a simple green, or even Windex, you know. If you got some real problems, you can dabble with alcohol, but be careful, because make sure it's not going to take off any of the finish. Do it on the back or something first to make sure it's not going to ruin the finish. Yeah, see, this is coming out just about clear, so I know that this one is nice. I mean, this is gonna... These were all like, the paint was all chipped, and it was all rubbed off on the corners, and it was all sticky, and it was all slimy, tacky, and just pretty gross to hold. The rest of the synth is in perfect condition. So once I do this, I mean, there you go. I mean, I'll probably clean that again in a time or two just to make sure, but it is not sticky anymore. It's nice. So that's it, guys. That's how you get rid of the nasty sticky goo on an Arturia Minibrute. See you later.